Good evening and welcome to the 23rd Annual Collier County Golden Apple Celebration of Teaching, presented by Champions for Learning and the Suncoast Schools Federal Credit Union Foundation. We're going to take you on a field trip to visit the classroom of the 6 Collier County Golden Apple teachers. Our first Golden Apple teacher is Naples Park Elementary 5th grade teacher Kathleen Whitel. Let's begin our journey by heading into a class run by this fun and engaging teacher with a winning can-do attitude. Every classroom has some varying degrees in student learning styles and abilities. And Kathleen Whitel's inclusion class, although the learning level of her students varies greatly from gifted to special needs, the differences are the last thing you would ever notice, and that's something to celebrate. This teacher turns what some would see as obstacles into golden opportunities that benefit the entire class.
Only one reason? No, they usually write for 2 or more. But we're going to look for his main reason. What was the biggest reason that he wrote this article, okay? You're really going to be focused on that biggest reason.
Inclusion teaching, I love it. I know there are teachers who shy away from it, but it's where in your classroom you have lots of different levels. You have students that struggle, that reading and school is very tough for them. And then you also have higher achieving students, but you definitely have students within the mix that struggle. Sometimes the biggest thing I find by 5th grade is they get a, well, I can't attitude. Well, I'm not going to do it. And I don't allow that. In my classroom, you can, you will, you are going to succeed. And I find that to be so much fun. It's challenging because I have to find interesting ways to hook them. We use music because some of those kids, and they'll remember it through music. We'll use hands-on activities. You can't just say, read this, understand it. You have to delve down lower and find really interactive technology and interactive books and interactive everything to make it so that it comes back to them. And I find by the end, their confidence has soared and their belief in themselves has soared. And that is just so much more important than the rest of what I do.
She knows how to make everything fun. She doesn't turn you down. She makes everything shine in there, even if you get the answer wrong of anything. I like her because she's fun and nice, and she's funny even when she teaches. And I'm really happy that she won the Golden Apple. I mean, she's so nice. She has a smile in everything we go through, and she's amazing.
Katie has found innovative ways to engage the entire class and improve retention, still tailoring lessons to each student's abilities, while creating opportunities for them to learn from one another.
Well, sometimes we forget and we ask one of our partners to help us so we don't get embarrassed in front of the whole entire class, and you just get more involved in groups.
You have to find ways to hook the low kid and bring them up, as well as take your high kids and make sure they're still actively engaged and actively learning and wanting to push through too. But finding that happy balance sometimes really makes the class a lot of fun. We do a lot of group work within science and within this, and they will help them. Okay, let's do this, and we do a lot of discussion so that they feel open and included and part of it. But I would say without a doubt they learn to help each other. And we make that classroom environment, that safety net, and they know in this class they're safe. Ask your questions. Ask me, ask your friends, we're going to help you. And it builds confidence. When they don't have to come to me for something and they can go to a friend and the friend can help them and they learn it, that builds so much more confidence and so much more belief in themselves.
She looks at what the kids are interested in and she includes it. I also knew that her love of science was a big plus with my son. He loves science. We do science experiments at home for fun, and I knew that she would give him the hands-on experiences and just provide an environment that he would be happy in. She sets a wonderful tone in her classroom. In Katie's classroom, she's able to find the best of every student and bring it forward. So from the kids that may struggle academically, but they could be a strong athlete, or they're an artist, or they love music, she finds the hook that makes them feel that they can reach a goal that that's achievable for them.
This teacher successfully integrates students with significantly different learning levels in her class with a single teaching theme, while still tailoring her style to each student. Katie seamlessly blends her students' abilities, reassuring them and creating a safe environment based on teamwork that ultimately helps all of her students succeed and shine.
I really plan to teach. I joke about going up in grades or going down, but as long as I'm with the students and interacting with them, I'll be happy no matter where I am. But I really want to continue teaching. I want them to leave my room with a sense of confidence that they can reach that greatest potential. Everyone's potential is different, but I want them to find their goal. What is it they're passionate about? What is it they want? And I want them to know that they can go for it, they can get there, and they will succeed. And I want them to be happy in what they choose and to be as passionate about their choice as I am about teaching.
Katie fills her students with a love for learning. Her passion for learning is contagious, and she shares this characteristic with the other Golden Apple teachers. Now let's continue our classroom visits as we travel to Golden Gate Elementary Intermediate School, where we'll meet our next teacher, Sarah Nick. Sarah's big on positive reinforcement and teamwork to open doors for her students. Let's join her class in action. The moment you enter Sarah Nick's classroom, you feel the focus and effort that goes into education. Yet you look around and can easily see the fun students have learning new things. With so many subjects, reading, math, science, language arts, and social studies, this teacher found a common thread that ties everything together and motivates her students to reach for the stars.
How could we perhaps revise a prediction? Let's say somebody did make a prediction that they are going to move to a new house. And that's why this title is My Very Own Room. How could you revise that prediction that they are moving to a new house?
That goes back to creating a positive bar of success. If you're putting more energy and more light onto the students that are behaving positively, following the expectations, really applying themselves to reach a specific goal, then students who perhaps were reluctant to perform or have not found success in the classroom, that is opening up a door for them to walk through. And I'm so thankful to be at a school where the teachers are embracing, and this third grade team is the finest team that I've ever worked with. Everyone is creative. Everyone uses their minutes in the classroom to become didactic and to take an event, like say our social studies block, and we can get geography, reading, and analytical skills out of that 60 minutes. And to work with people who are like-minded is very rewarding and also very enjoyable.
I like about Miss Nick that when you have a problem that's really big in education, she'll help you with it and she won't stop until it's done.
Sarah's desire to change the status quo has given her a unique perspective on how to optimize teaching methods in her class. She uses this special perspective to increase overall understanding and retention, achieving amazing results with her students. She inspires her students, elevating them to new heights, while creating a collaborative atmosphere that fosters partnership and benefits everyone.
Because she does fun stuff in the classroom we don't usually get to do in other classrooms. We do all these fun projects. She introduces us to different things and to different websites that can help us learn.
In Miss Nick's class, I like that she can make anything fun, even math. Because math isn't my favorite subject, because it's really boring to me, but she makes up all these different kind of math games that we can play to make it more fun and easier to learn.
There are a lot of things I love about teaching. One thing, surprisingly, that takes up a lot of my time is going back to children's literature. I know my students talk about the Judy Moody and the Judy Blume series often, and that's because haphazardly, every one of my students leaves this classroom with a profound love of literature. And not only are they expressing themselves through this literature, but they're also taking ownership of it, and there's only overlap between writing and reading. It's all combined together with literature, which really further compounds the success, because while you're reading, you can also see the author's techniques. And once you can identify author's techniques that you read in a text, then you can apply it when you're writing your own text, hence how the novel project developed. And that's why my students are writing a sequel to a novel that they've enjoyed this year.
Our family thanks God every day for Miss Nick. She's a spectacular teacher. She thinks outside the box. She's diligent, she's hardworking, and she allows every child to be themselves and never tries to change them, just enhances who they are. And I think that part of it is because she's made it like a family in here. Everything that she does is about the children, and I couldn't think of anybody else that deserves it more than Sarah. I just think that when you grow up, you always have that one teacher that impacts your life. And I know that Alexandra will always look back to these years and think of how Miss Nick's changed her life.
Sarah not only spans a variety of subjects in her teaching, but she also unites a diverse group of students at different learning levels, nurturing friendships. She emboldens her students to share knowledge and experiences, making her classroom a wonderful place where children master the building blocks for a brighter future.
The students that are in this community truly are the best in our state, and I am just so humbled. And the true miracle is that someone like me could be used in something that is this victorious. And so I am just so thankful that my students are here to greet me every day, and that for many of these students, I have opened up the door. I've been the first one to tell them that they are going to college, and that there is something in them that is unmirrored and unparalleled by any other student in the state, and that's their ambition. And as much as I am disciplined and that we've seen that here, my students are that much more courageous to come through this door and to see that it's really up to them, that they can be what they set out to be, and that's why I set these high goals.
Sarah brings out the best in her students. They leave her classroom knowing no goal is too difficult to achieve, and they set their sights high thanks to her encouragement and support. Let's head to our next stop, the classroom of Andrew Klatzow at Corkscrew Elementary, where lessons are interactive and learning comes to life for these fourth graders, thanks to their teacher. Everyone looks at the world a little differently and learns differently too. In Andrew Klatzow's class, students are taught to recognize the how and why of things. He engages them fully in each lesson by creating a fun, hands-on learning experience that appeals to all 5 senses. In essence, he broadens the way his students learn and apply knowledge, helping them relate it to real life through language arts.
I'm going to add water to it. Are you going to swallow this? No! Your own voice. Your voice may be very popular. Your voice may not be very popular, but it's your voice. And sometimes a voice is not too popular, becomes popular over time. So be true to yourself. Now, if you're writing an essay for like a studies report, you give the person what they want.
As a senior high school, I won a poetry contest. Took the day off because my mother and I were going to see the chancellor to get an award at a function. And we were riding the bus to the ferry, to the train, to the chancellor's office. And my mother asked me, what do you want to do with your life? She goes, do you think you want to be a writer? And I said, well, I don't know about being a writer, but I do know I want to make a difference in my life. Then we went from the bus to the ferry. and I noticed that there was a teacher there, because it was a school day still, and he had a class with kids who had needs. And I was watching how he was interacting with them, and I saw these bright smiles on the kids as he's showing how the furrier works, and he's looking at the rotor blade in the back, and he's showing the skyscrapers and explaining the shapes to them. And my mother asked me why was I staring at the kids. She goes, "It's not polite." I go, "Oh, Mom, I'm not staring. I just realized what I want to be with my life." And she goes, "What's that?" I go, "I want to be a teacher." And as we got off the ferry and we're riding the train through Chancellor's office, my mother asked me, "Oh, you still want to be a teacher?" I go, "Yeah, I think that's what I want to do with my life." And she said, "I'm proud of you." I go, "Why? Because I won a contest?" She goes, "No, because you'll make a difference with your life."
He's inspirational, encouraging, and fantastic. On my first interim, he told me I could be one of the best students in Florida, so I took that as one of my own goals. And if I didn't achieve that goal, I'll just keep on trying until I do.
I can put imagery, descriptive words, and details into my writing. I can speak for myself, say speeches on stage and in crowds. I can basically just be the only one speaking and not be scared.
Having an impact on the way a child learns and looks at the world is an important job. By introducing new and creative ways of experiencing life, Andy expands his students' minds, better preparing them for the future. He teaches them how to share their experiences with others by writing about them, capturing the feeling and expressing it in a way that others can relate to.
Everybody, y'all. Flavor. Are you doing all right like I? Like me?
I think he's a good teacher because he's inspirational, encouraging, and he's hilarious.
My favorite thing about him is that he's hysterical, and even though we work hard, he has a couple jokes on the way.
The main thing is I want them to feel confident in themselves, to take a chance, to take the risk. Too often there are kids who are quiet because they're afraid their answer may not be the best answer, or they're afraid the kids may laugh at them. First thing we get across in my classes, it's okay to make a mistake. If you didn't make mistakes, there wouldn't be a need for school. We're here to learn.
Mr. Klatzow provides a classroom full of enrichment and engaging activities where the students can learn at their own pace and strive to reach their potential. The students feel safe if they make a mistake because Mr. Klatzow builds their confidence and provides a learning experience through that mistake. He provides activities where they're actively engaged and they're fun activities. He brings in real life situations where the kids can relate and they remember these. The kids have a lot of fun. I remember when my daughter had him in 5th grade and she would come home and be all excited about the class plays they used to do and the class presidential elections and the stock market simulations and all the funny jokes Mr. K would do and say. She really had a wonderful time. My daughter's now in 8th grade and had Mr. Klatzow in 5th grade and still remembers all these fun activities she did 3 years ago.
Andy creates a safe and stimulating environment while keeping humor in the mix, endearing him to his students and making him a true standout. Teachers who make learning fun give a lifelong gift to each student, the love of knowledge and education. This is a thirst that can never be quenched, one that drives success and continued self-development.
To me, teaching is a team sport. It's a team profession. I love what I do during the year, and I'd be the first one to brag about my students' successes during that course of the year. But I know I built upon what the teacher the year before me presented as a foundation, and what I'm giving them and what they've taken from me, I'm hoping that they carry it to the next year for the other teachers to build upon as well. And as I always say, we learn for the day, we learn for the week, we learn for the month, we learn for the year, but we learn for life.
Andy builds upon a solid foundation of education for his students, paving the road to success for them as they follow their own unique path in life. The lessons learned in his class help make his students' futures brighter and put smiles on their faces because they've found joy in learning. Our 6 recipients were chosen from a group of 31 finalists. Let's meet this year's Teachers of Distinction. Susan K. Alger, Laurel Oak Elementary School. Sherry Ashley, Laley Elementary School. Tara L. Barr, Lorenzo Walker Technical High. Krista Clayton, Manatee Elementary School. Donna E. Cornwell, Lake Trafford Elementary. Maria Farrow, Calusa Park Elementary. Jenny Fletcher, Big Cypress Elementary School. Brooke Hale, Sable Palm Elementary. Caroline Highlemon, Gulf Coast High School. Shirley Jean Cusera, Osceola Elementary School. Leslie Mahan, Corkscrew Middle. Deborah Marino, Seagate Elementary. Kristen Merrill, Poinciana Elementary. Raina Marie Overmeyer, Laurel Oak Elementary School. Donna Payne, Sable Palm Elementary. Darlene Palecchia, Golden Gate Elementary. Bonnie Tucker Pinkerton, Oak Ridge Middle School. Katie Rogers, Calusa Park Elementary. Naomi Rothring, Naples High School. Cindy Sands, Pinecrest Elementary. Stephanie R. Scott, Pine Ridge Middle. Christine Subcheck, Laurel Oak Elementary School. Sarah Ross, Corkscrew Middle. Lisa Tripiano, Poinciana Elementary. David Ware, Mike Davis Elementary. Congratulations to our teachers of distinction. The pathway for a good education starts for most in kindergarten, and our next stop is no exception. Let's visit Judy Ramirez and her exceptional student education class at Eden Park Elementary to see how she makes a difference in her young students' lives and prepares them for the next part of their learning journey. Many students' first interaction with education is in kindergarten. New situations, new experiences, and new people can be intimidating to anyone, much less to small children. Adding in the fact that many of these children are English language learners, you might wonder how a teacher can make kindergarten an engaging, instructive, and fun environment for all students. Thanks to an amazing teacher, Udelka Judy Ramirez, kindergartners in this class are on the road to success and happiness.
Turn off your brains. Turn them on. Our brains are on, right? Yeah. Okay. Don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks. And she got into the biggest one. But the head of the biggest bed was much too high.
I got into teaching because growing up, I went to a very good school, but it was private and a very strict school. And every morning, I just used to be terrified to go to school. I learned how to speak Spanish first, so I didn't know English. So I think those two things were just kind of hard for me. So at a very young age, I just kind of thought to myself that if I ever have my own class, I just wanted to be a fun place, an engaging place where my students want to come and they want to be there and they don't want to leave the classroom.
Someone has been in my porridge, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Mama Bear.
Thanks to the efforts of their teacher, these children know they have a safe space to learn and grow. Judy creates a joy in learning and an excitement for knowledge that shines through every student and is evident in every success.
She's my favorite teacher because I like learning with her. We get to write about our own stories. We have a song that can help us learn.
When we initially were thinking about placement for Cameron in kindergarten, we took an